Hey guys, welcome. We're going to make a mold. We're going to use this pudding jar mold from Let's Resin today. And it's just a little jar and it's got a screw-on lid. And they're really cute when they're done. We're going to try out one of my pigment pastes. I'm going to link that other video on how to make that right up top for you. In case you haven't seen that video, you can go watch it after this one. And we're going to put some of that in there. We're going to use the teal color. If you remember, I did teal and purple. So we're going to put some of that in here. And now when I mixed my resin, I did give it a warm bath first. I put both bottles into a warm bath in my sink. Just some warm water. I sat them in there for about 30 minutes. Now you can see this is separated a little bit. All the color's gone to the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and mix that up. If it's cold, you want to warm your resin first, separately in the bottles, of course. And it will shorten your work time a little bit, but not that much. But it does really help with not getting bubbles in it. And so you want to make sure you do that. And it's a little cold and damp here today, so I wanted to make sure I warmed them up a little bit. All right, we've got that all mixed up. And we're going to put some into our resin and get it mixed in. And I will be right back. Okay, we are back, and I forgot to put my gloves on earlier. I did have them on when I mixed my resin originally and took them off while it was degassing and forgot to put them back on. So we're going to get those on. I'm not particularly sensitive to the resin, but you never know. So you want to make sure you wear all your PPA. I'm doing voiceover right now because I have to have my PPA on to do this, and it's hard to talk with that on. So here we go. We're going to mix this up a little bit more. I added just a little bit more of the pigment to this. It was a little lighter than I wanted it. And so we've got that all done, and we're just about ready to pour. So I did mix up 6 ounces. I wasn't sure how much I was going to need. And so we're going to go ahead and pour this in. And you want to pour slowly so you're not introducing too many bubbles as you pour. And we're going to stop about right here so we can give it a little bit of a squeeze and a tap. That way there's any bubbles around the bottom edges, it'll help to release them so they can rise up and break. We don't want them getting caught down there. We're just going to tap that a few times and go ahead and fill this up. And so far this color is looking really pretty. And I am running out of resin at this point. So it's going to take just about the whole 6 ounces to fill this bottom up. So I'm going to have to mix up a little bit more and come right back to y'all. So be right back. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up a little bit more and mix up some more resin. Okay, so I mixed up another 4 ounces. I really only wanted to mix 2, but I over poured with part A. And since you have to do a 1-to-1 ratio, we're going to have a little extra, but that's okay. I've got some coaster molds handy. So we'll just make a coaster with what's left. We're going to fill this up. We're going to pour, again, we're going to pour it really slow. We don't want any extra bubbles in here if we can help it. And we're going to stop and do the same as before. We're going to tap it a little bit, give it a little bit of a squeeze, just to break up any bubbles hanging around those edges. This has got a nice scalloped top, so I want to make sure that I give it a good squeeze around those and all those angles, so that any bubbles that are sticking will hopefully loosen and come to the top so they can break. And then we're going to go ahead and fill it up the rest of the way. Just a nice slow pour, get it filled up really nicely. And Gonna look and see what that used. Used about 2 ounces. So between the two, the bottom part used 6 ounces. The lid used 2. So for this particular mold, you're gonna need about 8 ounces of resin. And I'm just checking to see if there's any bubbles along the bottom of this one. And I didn't see any, but I'm still going to give it a little squeeze just in case. Of course, don't want to overdo it because you don't want to introduce bubbles while doing it as well. So that should take care of that. And if I can figure out where I put my coaster mold, we're going to make we'll just make one little coaster out of this. Ah, there they are. And we'll just pour what's left of this in this mold. And I'll make myself a mold and a coaster. Alright, that's got that all used up. I'm going to clean this up and we're going to let this sit for at least 10 to 12 hours before we try to demold. Maybe a little bit longer since it's kind of damp here and it's going to be rainy tomorrow. So with the rain, it may take it a little bit longer to cure. I've got my house pretty warm, but hopefully that will help. Alright guys, I will see you all tomorrow when it's time to demold. Hey everybody, so we are back and it is demolding time. I can't wait to see how this new mold came out, but first we're going to go ahead and demold this little coaster here. And this is still a little bit soft, but that's okay. It's been, roughly, I would say 20 hours, not quite 24. And my house has been a little cool today, so it's okay that it's soft. It will harden up more. So that is how the coaster came out. Looks like I did have a little bubble down here, but that can be sanded out with a little hole, nothing big. And it's going to be for me anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. And now we're going to unmold this lid. We're going to do this carefully as it's still just a little bit soft. I don't want to distort the lid. Isn't too hard to demold actually. Thought it was going to be a little bit harder. I'll flip that mold inside out. Give it a little twist. Don't want to twist it too hard. Don't want to rip your mold or damage your mold. That's really got a grip in there. There we go. So that's got the lid done. That's a cute little lid right there. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's got the grooves on the inside. Set that right there. We're going to move that coaster off to the side for now. Now, hopefully this won't be too hard to get out of here. We're going to work at breaking that seal first. We're just going to go around the edges, let a little air get down in there. Hold it. Just kind of get this mold turned inside out a little bit. I'll give it a little pull. This part's coming out much easier than the lid did. Ow, fuck my fingers. Don't know if you heard that, but it kind of hurt. Turn my mold back right side out. There we go. And there's the jar. As you can see, that pigment paste I made came out really nice. Looks really good. Got the nice color. It's a little, if you hold it up to the light, it's going to be a little bit translucent, but it's a really pretty color. Now you could do a lot of things with this. You could put like an electric votive candle in there, battery operated votive candle. Or you can just use it to store things, little odds and ends. But as you can see, you can just screw that lid on there. Stays on. Fits perfectly. It's just the cutest ever little jar. I really like that. Let me move back here where you can see it a little better. Now, I do have a little bit of a sharp edge over here, which I will take a deburring tool to, or sand down a little bit. But let's see about decorating this little thing. It's kind of a little plain right now, so we're going to try and decorate it. Now, I got some new vinyl stickers to try from a company called Direct to Film. And they had some free samples they were giving away. And you can go on their site and get some free samples. I don't know if they'll have the same ones as I got. I think they changed them because last time I looked it was different ones. But they're really pretty. And I did have to read the directions because I've never used the vinyl stickers before. They're supposed to be pretty permanent. But these are the ones some of the ones I got for free. So these are really nice. And so what you do, I think we're going to put the, well, let's see. Let's see if the Be Kind is going to fit that lid. We're going to put the Be Kind on the lid. Or on the jar. I haven't decided yet. You're just going to cut that out the one you want, leaving a little bit of a border. Once you've got that cut out, it says to use the squeegee that came with it, but I didn't get a squeegee with mine. So I'm guessing that's going to be with orders. But I've got this one. Got this scraper. It says you can also use a credit card, so I'm going to guess that works. This will work. But you go over the white side of this, the back side. They said about 5 times with decent pressure. So you've got to really push down on it. Over the whole thing, and that's supposed to transfer it onto the film on the other side. So I'm going to try and get this. I know I've gone over it more than 5 times. But and then you're supposed to gently peel up the film to make sure it's stuck, and that came up pretty easily. So you want to do this very gently, make sure it all stuck, and I've got some there that's not stuck. So I'm going to put that back down, and we're going to go over it some more. Apparently I didn't get it strong enough. And I'm sure this is something that will take practice and that I'll get better at as I go along. Get that corner off there again. Do the same corner since that came up so easy. And this time it's stuck on there, but I still have part of the word that's not stuck. So we're going to go over that really good again. My hands aren't real strong, so that may be part of why I'm having to go over it so much. But we'll get it. We work with what we work with, you know? We're going to do this very slowly. I want to make sure this whole trend. Nope. That N is still not on there. Let's see where the N is. Should be right about there. I could edit this part out, but I want to show it to you. So if you haven't used vinyl stickers, if you're like me, and this is something new for you, you'll see the process, the whole process. That end does not want to stick. Okay. go straight over it this way instead of the other way. Let's see what happens if we peel it from this side, from the opposite side. And I have some of this that's not transferred over. One of my bees isn't transferred. One of my bee wings. Now, if any of you out there have used these vinyl stickers and you know it's something that's easier or something you see I'm doing that I could do in a different way maybe, let me know. Like I said, this is new to me. And I'm happy to take suggestions from anybody who's done this before. I like trying new things, and I like sharing the new things with y'all. But I'm not above taking pointers. That's how we all learn. Okay. Try this again. Well, now I can't get the corner off of it. Dog ear that a little bit. See if we can get that off there. There we go. Ever so slowly. Okay, and this time it looks like it's going to stay on there. There we go. So now you're left with this piece of plastic, tape. It's actually tape, it's sticky, with your transfer on it. And I think, wait down that for a minute. I think I am going to put this on the actual jar. Means I'm going to have to wrap it around here. I'm going to lay it down. I want to leave the lid on it so that when I place this, I'm not placing it where the lid's going to go. And I just stuck it on there. Well, it's going to have to go right there because I just ripped my little, I touched it and ripped the little wing off of my bee. Don't touch it before you're ready to put it down, guys. That's going to be my first tip for y'all. But this is an experiment for me. That was human error. So we may have a little human error with this because I've got a little bit of a bend in here now. So hopefully this will stick properly. And my little flower is going to go underneath a little bit. But again, that's my fault for touching it without getting it down. Then you're supposed to take, I'm not going to be able to go over it with that on here. You're supposed to press it down. And I do have some bends in this, and it's not straight. So guys, this is my fault. This will be my jar. So this is by no means the company who made this fault. This is my fault. This is human error right here. Did say to be sure of placement before you put it down, so it's indeed my fault. Trying to place it and accidentally touched it. And then you just peel that off once you press down. And we are crooked. Again, the crooked is my fault. The underneath is my fault. And so is that little bubble right there. I'm going to try and press that little, I've got a little bubble right there. I'm going to use my nail so I can use this. Just kind of push the bubble out of it. But a fold right there too that I want to get out. Give a little push down. So push that down a bit. Well, I just took a little piece off of there, I think. Okay. So errors aside, which are my fault, the fact that it's crooked, and the fact that the flower goes underneath, that's what the transfer looks like, which I like. I do. I mean, other than it's crooked, that came out really well. And it's vibrant, and it's on there really well. Now, I could also take some UV resin and just go over that and seal it so that it's not going to come off there if they wipe it or clean it or anything, which I think I may actually do. And we're going to try, I think we're going to try another one on the lid. just to see. Well, let me see, where did I put this? Okay. I'll show you, this is what the samples came in. And where did I put my page of them? Right here. So let me see. What do I want to put on here? We've got bold and bright. I don't know if that's going to go with Be Kind. Don't really have one on here that's going to go with Be Kind. So let's see what else I've got here. These are heat transfers, I believe. Yes. So can't use those. They're for heat pressing. This company, you can do your own designs, your own sheets of transfers. I've got some stickers here. Let me see if I got anything here that maybe we can decorate the top with. I think these are all sugar skulls, which are not going to go with this either. Nope. Okay, so we're going to leave the lid alone as far as putting anything on it right now. But you get the general idea of how that works. I'll need to practice with that some and do a better job and not get it crooked next time. But I also want to take a little twine and wrap it around the lid just to fancy it up a little bit, give it a little better touch. Sometimes those little touches mean a lot. So if I can find my E7000 here. My tacky glue. There's my E7000. But I'll drop the lid to my tacky glue. I put tacky glue, so I've got to get that. I'll get it here in a minute. Put that back. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of my E7000. Just going to clean this lid off a little bit. I've got some glue stuck on it. Since I've got a couple bumps in that, I probably will put some UV resin over it. I take the lid off the jar. And I'm going to start out by just putting a little bit of this glue right along the seam there. Right where that little groove. And I've got 2 pieces of twine because my twine's kind of thin. And I want to give it a real cute little look. So we're going to get this twine. Just going to hold it along there. Now I might have to change this and put some hot glue, but this should work. I'm just going to glue this down here. Gotta hold it for a minute. It grabs on really quick, which is what I really like about this stuff. I do have a fan on and ventilated E6000, E7000. It doesn't smell good. It doesn't really bother me, but if I don't have it ventilated, sometimes I get a headache. So just know your limits. Whether or not you need to wear a mask working with things like this. You're sensitive to stronger smells and glues. Anything that's an adhesive glue like this that's pretty strong and fast drying, usually they don't smell real good. Let's bring this back around. And I want to get this edge that's right here. If you can see it, there's 2 little pieces right there that aren't down. I want to get those down real good. Put a little dab on the end there. Let's go focus right on top of there. And lay a little more glue there. And it's all the way around now, so I'm just going to hold it in place while it dries a little bit. And it's already staying on there on its own. So it really doesn't take very long at all. I think I'm going to go around it one more time. Just to give it a little bit more. Okay guys, I'm going to go around this one more time and I'll come right back. Okay, as you can see, I've got the twine on here. I wrapped it twice, glued down my ends. Press that one down a little bit more. And the glue is just about drying. It's just been a few minutes. Now you can leave little pieces hanging down however you want to do it. I just wanted to give you an idea of what the twine around it will look like. And I found some butterfly stickers that are holographic that I had bought. Don't know if you can see the reflection of this, but they reflect really well. And I went through them and found a butterfly sticker that will fit on my top. So I'm going to peel the backing off of this and just stick it on my lid. I'm going to get my glasses on so I can kind of center this a little bit better. And I want to try and get this so my wings will be completely on here. And with these, at least, if I misplace it, if I haven't laid it all the way down, I can move it again. That's helpful. Like I said, I will need to practice with the other ones since you can't touch anything with it before laying it down. There we go. That'll work. And now my lid. I trim that little bit of plastic that's hanging over. So a little edge. No wing on it, just the edge of the plastic. That's not sticking up. And there you have it. Don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to get it to reflect light for y'all. I think you can see that. Just a little glittering butterfly. Again, I'm going to let this completely harden before I do any more to it. I want it to be nice and hard and completely cured. I'm going to give it at least another 24 hours before I go over it with any UV resin or play around with it anymore, because it is still kind of soft. It would be easy to bend this out of shape. So, but as you can see, we'll put the lid back on it. And there you have it. Your cute little Be Kind pudding jar with a little holographic butterfly on top. Alright guys. Hope you liked the tutorial. Human error aside, I really do like these vinyl stickers, and I think I'm going to order some because they're easy. And if you've got a laser cutter and all that stuff, or a Cricut, you can make these yourself, I'm sure. But I don't have those. I don't have room for all that equipment. I'm in a one-bedroom apartment. My current working area is my dining room. So not a lot of space for a lot of different equipment. So I have to find a workaround because I really do love these kind of stickers. And I like this company. So I'm going to link them for you down below. If you click on the more underneath this video where the description is, all the links to everything I use, which will be the UV resin that I use, which was, I believe, J. Diction. I'll have to look. And also the twine. The twine you can get anywhere. I don't actually remember where I bought that. So, and I'll link the company for direct to film. And I don't remember where I got the butterflies either. But you can find them just about anywhere. Amazon, Any craft store should sell things like that. And I will link you to this mold for less resin. So enjoy your night, guys. Have a great one. And I will see you on Friday. Enjoy your evening. Take care. And just know, when you're playing around, it's okay not to get it perfect the first time. It's a learning process. And we all learn together. See you soon.